and 3 times. We've changed clients for the viewing audience so you can see the difference of working on a smaller woman's frame versus a larger man's frame and applying different amounts of oils. So always keep that in mind based on the client you're working with. So now we go to the muscle relaxing blend, and here we can be a little more liberal with it as well, but using 6 to 8 drops in 2 or 3 locations on the back. And you know, if it's a smaller person, you're going to use up to about 16 drops. If it's a larger person like the client I'm working on now, then you can use 20 or 30 drops. Same thing, feather stroking to spread that oil all over the back. And very much like the feather stroking we just did previously. And you can feather it off. The main thing is just getting the oil spread out across the back and all over the body. And whatever you do, repeat it 3 times. And the objective here is just spreading the oils out, stimulating the nerves, turning on the receptors. And then come back and just do a nice circular massage. Get the oil into the muscle. You know, always work that shoulder a little bit more with the thumbs. Come up, work the neck area. Just nice circular, big motions, relaxing, soothing, and driving the oils in. And 3rd time around. Step 10. This is just simply using a massage oil mixture of your choice or of your own making. And you can put, 15, 20 drops, depending on the size of the back again. Put it in your hand so it mixes with your energy. Just 3 clockwise motions, circular, and then just massage it all over the back. And this is to lubricate it as well, just to prepare for the next step, which is the alternating motion. Putting your left hand on the right side, your right hand on the left side, and then just back and forth like you're passing cars on a freeway. Working up, always up. Slide back down, always starting on the sides and then all the way over. And as you can see, the back is not wet. You don't want it wet or you won't achieve the same benefit, but you want just enough moisture there to where you're not going to get a friction burn with the hands. But you're going to get a nice warming sensation. Step 11, we go to the energy balancing blend, which is the one that we started with. This will be the final step with the oils. And again, this is always at the completion of your oil application. And 6 to 8, you can go 10 or 15 drops because it's a non-irritating oil, very gentle to the skin. So again, based on the size of the person and the length of the spine. Always coming back with every oil applied, feather stroking it along the spine, turning on those receptors, energizing the neurons. The energy balancing blend literally helps in balancing and energizing all that you have previously applied, and it makes it hold longer. And then just come back and just, a nice circular massage, light, with the full flat of the hand, circular motions up the spine. Now, another little thing that I always like doing and leaving the client with, which is a real nice sensation. It's not necessary, not mandatory, but it's just a nice little feeling, a nice way to end, is your feather stroke. Very last thing before the compress, just very light going up the spine, just like we did earlier. 3 times. Now we go to step 12, which is compress and stretching. Depending on the sensitivity of their back and their conditions, you can put a hot compress directly on the skin and or put a dry towel on the back first. In this case is what we're going to do. So we simply just take a dry small hand towel that'll cover the back. Then we apply the hot compress. And by doing it this way, you can get the towel as hot as it's possible. I'm very much against using electrical devices for heating like hot pads because that'll interfere with the body's natural energy. And just put that on there, so that just kind of helps to seal the heat in. The hot moisture causes the pores naturally to open and the tissues, nerves, and receptors to take the oils in even quicker. This is very nice, very relaxing. You can kind of just, press that down a little bit. That's why it's called a compress, so the person can feel the heat. You can let the client just lie here for a few minutes. 8 to 10 minutes is generally quite adequate. After that time, it's going to be cooling anyway. Now, any time in the process, if the client starts to experience discomfort from too much heat, then you can remove the compress and apply just plain vegetable oil. By putting a dry towel between the hot towel and the back, I've never seen that happen. But just if it does, remember that. And then from here, you go to the stretching. And how that's going to work is you're going to be pushing down and pushing this way at the same time. Now, as you're pushing down and separating your hands this way to stretch the spine, you're going to be pushing down in a vibration. So it will look like this. Just push firmly and vibrate as you spread your hands apart. And then move up the spine. And again, push down and spread. And move up the spine and push and spread. And move up and push and spread. Move up, push, and spread. And come back. Remember, always 3 times. Push, vibrate, and spread. Move up, push, vibrate, and spread. Push, vibrate, and spread. Push, vibrate, and spread. Move up, push, vibrate, and spread. Last time. Same thing. Push down, slight vibration, and spread. Move up, push, vibrate, and spread. Move up, push, vibrate, and spread. Move up, push, vibrate, and spread. Last time. And push and spread. Pay attention to the client's needs. In some cases, I've even reapplied a second towel and given it more time. Step 13. After the towels are off, then you can look at the client's spine, see if there's any discoloration, anything that's abnormal, check for comfort, and now we're ready to turn the client over to proceed to step 14. Step 14. As you're practicing this at home, it is not mandatory that you have a person facilitate with you, but it's a great way to include family members and other friends as you're practicing and learning the RainDrop technique. And so in this case, I'm going to anchor the feet, but if you're doing this alone, that's not necessary. And so as I go to the feet to anchor, Dr. Alsop is going to facilitate at the head, and we're going to start with the fingers being placed under the neck with the tips of the fingers